What is up, guys? Ben here and welcome back to a new video. Today what I have for you is some more career mode goodness, but before we get on into that, you are most definitely going to hear some background noise there. We've got some builders in next door. They're doing some pavements or patioing or something. I don't know what they're doing. And if you didn't check out, sorry about the phone noise, that probably would have been very loud because my mic is right next to my phone. But anyway, we're going to get straight into this episode. There is this guy here who has a potential of 94. So I thought, I'm most definitely going to try and offer him a contract anyway, because I want some more players that I can rotate in if my forwards start to get injured and tired. Because like I said in the last episode, which was 2 days ago, that I started cocking things up and started selling my reserve players and my bench players and stuff like that. So we offered this guy a contract. Hopefully he is going to accept it, and I made a huge balls up in this video. I thought that this next game was a second leg FA Cup game against Manchester City, although there is no second leg FA Cups. I completely forgot that's the league the League Cup or the Carling Cup or the Capital One Cup, whatever you want to call it. So I decided to put out the most reserved team I could, because I thought I was 2-0 up, because like in the last episode we played Liverpool and Man City, and I was 2-0 up I won 2-0 against Manchester City, so I thought I was 2-0 up, I'll put a reserve side out, we'll just go ultra defensive straight from the start, and I will try and just grind out a win. So I put such a reserve side out. I think I skipped it here, as you can see. It is such a reserve side. We have Januzaj punching up front. The only three players that usually start for me that are in that team are Jack Butler, Lallana, and Rodriguez. And as soon as I pressed play match in a minute, when I was doing it, obviously this is a post commentary sort of thing. As soon as I pressed play match, I thought, fuck, that's Capital One Cup. And I thought, oh, I'm going to get dicked. But there is Jake Sinclair with a ridiculous volley for a 64 rated player. And I went mental when that went in, because, that put me up against Manchester City in the final of the Carling Cup. I'm going to call it the Capital One Cup, whatever you want to call it. I always call it the Carling Cup because that's what it's been all of my life. We go into half-time 1-0, and I thought, holy fucking shit, I'm going to get away with this big time, Manchester City were playing shit. They had a reserve side out as well. I'm not sure what they were doing. They didn't have a single shot. They did have more possession, because that's always going to happen. Their passing actually was down around where mine is, which never happens for the computer. They always have an amazing passing actually, which sucks. And I just could not believe how badly this is going to go for me. But in the end, we just pile on the pressure. We keep piling on the pressure. And in the end, it actually turns out for the better. And as you can see here, we do actually have a decent little attempt at goal, and Joe Hart saves it, which Joe Hart was a force in that goal. He was a force. I could have won this 3-4, maybe even 5-0. The ball goes over the bar there, and the final whistle goes. We won the first piece of silverware of this series. We won the Capital One Cup. We've beaten Manchester City in the final with a mega reserve team. Pretty much all of those players have never ever played a game for me. Jake Simpson's been sat on my reserves. He was a 63 rated player, and because he scored that goal, he went up to a 64 rated player. And that's what. It was mental. It was so mental, as you can see on the stats in a minute. As you can see there now, we absolutely dominated them. They didn't really. They played really bad, and as you can see, that is how we got to the final. We beat Bradford City, I think it was. I can't quite remember. We beat them 2-0. Then we beat Watford 2-0. Then we beat Liverpool 5-0. 5-0 we beat Liverpool, and then we beat Manchester City 1-0 in the final. And winning the first piece of silverware, as you can see, I get the achievement for it, is so fantastic. It's so good. It actually makes me so keen to play more career mode. And sorry, I had a hiccup then. And you might even see like 5 episodes a day from. Well, no, you won't, because my internet's not that good. But But as I said, we won, but there is no rest for the wicked in this season. We do have a match up against Newcastle. We are going to field a strong side this time, because we need the 3 points to stay 6 points clear of Manchester United, who are in second place. We do actually go for a praise on Newcastle. I'm just going to try and experiment. I don't even know if any of these make a single difference to how the team performs or the morale of the players or anything like that. I don't think it actually matters. We do have a couple of player conversations going on. It is Gaston Ramirez bitch-ass whining about why he wasn't played. It's like, you would have been fucking hanging out your ass if you had played that game, Gaston. Jesus. And then we have Lovren, who wants to talk about wages because he's a greedy little bastard. But we will do that because, you know, Lovren is actually a really good defender and we can't really afford to lose him. So we are going to offer him a new contract. As you can see, the team is back to normal. Butler and Klein, Zuma, Lovren, Shaw, Wanyama. We do have Eastgrove and Gully Du Prada. I don't know. I think that's how you say his name. In the midfield, and then we do have Gaston Ramirez back at cam, and then we have Mayuka and Ibarbo back up front. I did actually miss them quite a bit because their pace and their strength is actually really nice. And we start off very well. A lovely little through ball here from Mayuka to Ibarbo, and a great finish. I thought Ibarbo was actually offside there, but according to the liner and the referee, he was not. That is his 9th goal of the year, coming in January, and he's had a really good time actually. I think he's going to be knocking about 15-16 goals by the end of the year. There's about 10 games to go, I think. So maybe even 20 if he gets his finger out a little bit. But, you know, it's a great way to start things. And Newcastle actually hit back with a great through ball from Tiote to Jonas Gutierrez, who was a spectacular finish, really, into the bottom right-hand corner, or the bottom left-hand corner for the goalie. You know, it was a tidy little finish. And as soon as that went in, I thought, yeah, I got a game on my hands here, because the computer never really scored goals like that unless, you know, they're fucking on it. But we do run down the line here, we cross it in, we get a header with Ibarbo. It was a very bad header, and I don't really know how it's gone in, but Ibarbo gets his 2nd of the game and his 10th of the season with a quite a nice little cross in. I think that was from that Eastgrove guy. That was quite a nice little ball in, and we do head it into the bottom corner. So, you know, 2-1 up we're sitting on, and that is us going into half-time. 2-1 up, a good score against Newcastle. They are, I'm not quite sure where they are in the league. I'm pretty sure they're top 10. It's not bad. Victor Ibarbo with 2, and that is it for us. Jonas Gutierrez for him. As you can see, we are relatively similar on the stats, actually. I was going to say dominant. We are slightly more dominant, but we are, you know, it's quite close. And they actually do get another goal here with Seydou Doumbia, a very easy goal. And I didn't actually know Doumbia, they had Doumbia, and I was actually going to buy him in the summer transfer window at the end of the season. I was thinking about buying him, but obviously I cannot do that now because they have him, and they'll want a ridiculous amount of money for him. So it is 2-2 as we cross the ball in the, I think this is the 79th or the 80th minute. The ball goes in, the goalie headers it, comes out to Ibarbo. Ibarbo heads it again, it goes in the net in the 81st minute. That is his 11th goal of the season and his 3rd goal of the game. Pretty sure that's the first hat-trick of this series, which is quite cool. And, you know, we're just gonna see out this win now. You know, we're gonna drop back to defensive, and we're just gonna, you know, see it out. And that is how it ended. I didn't show the full time myself for some reason. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. It really would mean a lot. Do be sure to check out my previous episode if you haven't seen that. Also, do be sure to check out my other videos that I have on my channel. Like I said, please do be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. It really would mean a lot. Also, do be sure to share this with your friends and any family members that you might think will like it. And as you can see in the league table, we are still 6 points clear at the top of Manchester United with 10 games to go. Some people have played 27 and some people have played 29 games, but majority playing 28. So with 10 games to go for a majority of the field. And as you can see in the next episode now, we will be playing West Ham United and Crystal Palace. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Adios.